Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm just packing up my wood stove. We're taking a 5-meter canvas tent, picking up my buddy Bill in the morning, and we're heading off to do some steelhead fishing. We're going to be staying out for a few nights. The weather is going to be -1, -2 Celsius. Not supposed to have any accumulation of snow, but rain, sleet, it's a little bit of everything in the forecast. I've been snake bitten with steelhead fishing. Every time I try to make a video, we don't have any luck or something goes wrong or whatever. So if we don't catch anything, you'll never see this part of the video, and it'll be a canvas tent camping adventure with Bill. But if you are watching this, it means I caught some steelhead and I've avenged all my previous losses on my other adventures. Drenalin Adventures is sponsored by General Tire, Jackery Portable Power Stations, Princess Auto, Swift Canoe and Kayak, Infinite Custom Blended Nutrition Solutions. Nice steelhead on. Just let it run. Whoa. Try to bring him up here. Thing of beauty.
Yeah, if you can get them into here, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, buddy. Still got some more energy left though.
Oh, got some nice color there.
Oh, sweet. Yes. Yes. All right, buddy. First steelhead of the day. Bill's up next. Look at that beauty. That's the second one I've got on. I don't want to count my blessings yet. We landed the first one. And it was slow at first. Oh, this guy's running. Just gonna let some line play out. I don't want them to go too far downstream because we got a lot of boulders down there. Fish. It's so exciting to hook into a steelhead. They come from the Great Lakes, make it up these rivers. We're not far from the mouth of the river, and it's just such a thrill to hook something like this. Such beautiful fish. Oh, this one's got some color to it too. So today we got this guy in a spoon, and I caught the other one on a spoon. We used earlier in the season, we were using beads and row sacks and that sort of stuff, but they weren't working, and I think we're past that part of the season, and now they're after bait fish, they're after protein to load up for the cold winter, right? So these spoons are mimicking bait fish, and this is the second one we've got on here in a short period of time since we've made the switch. So, okay, I'm going to make my way down here.
You got to get some line in.
When I throw the spoon in, usually I throw it in, I let it settle, and I give it a couple of twitches. And those are, quite frankly, that's 2 times its work, where just let it settle for a bit, start to reel it in, give it a sharp little twitch and let it settle, and you can't help but think that little flash of silver, really kind of almost gets a strike, initiates a strike. There's no reeling these fish in easy. Oh, this one's got some nice color to it. Not done yet. Not done yet. Beautiful.
Look at the color on him. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Steelhead fishing. It's been one of my best trips. One of my good buddy Bill. Got a canvas tent, a nice wood stove. Catching steelhead like this is an absolute dream come true for me and him. Thanks for watching.
Gorgeous fish.
Bill's in the game. Take your time, just let him, don't try to muscle him in. Oh, geez. Yeah. Careful, as soon as he sees you, he's gonna run. Yeah, I know. There he goes. As soon as he sees me, he's gonna run. Okay, make your way to shore. You no kidding, eh? He's like, wait a minute, I don't want to go that way.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't reel in fast enough. He just swimming right at me. I'm like, this can't be right.
Okay, start walking ashore, buddy.
Yeah, it's got a lot of life left.
Okay, yeah. You don't have to drag him, but you should, there you go. Just so you don't trip over a rock. Good one, Bill. Nice. We're gonna let him go.
Yep.
Beauty. Bill just caught this one. We're just gonna put this one back because we've had a lot of fun on the river, and we want to make sure we continue to have fun on the river. So, not the best catch and release, but there we go. Okay, so if at first you don't succeed, you switch it up. Earlier today and yesterday, Bill and I were floating beads and row sacks down the rivers and not having any luck. Everywhere we went, it looked like a great spot, just nothing. So we put a lot of hours in yesterday, zero to show for it. Today we started out again with our floats, row sacks, beads, different depths, changing all that sort of thing, different colored beads, no luck. We switched to spoons and figured we could cover some water that way, and instant success. So put on a little Clio, which I've caught a ton of trout on in different areas, in different lakes, that sort of thing. And caught two beautiful steelhead right away. Bill caught a steelhead, just an amazing couple hours here in the last little bit. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta mix it up, right? So I think the salmon eggs are pretty much done now, floating down the river. Steelhead are kind of maybe targeting bait fish and trying to put on some pounds for the winter. So whatever the reason, it worked. We're really excited about it. So we're gonna head back to camp. We're gonna put these fish on some ice, and Bill has got an amazing dinner planned for us. We're gonna simmer some short ribs over an open fire in my Dutch oven, have some beer, sit by campfire, and enjoy a nice cold night. And then kick back in the canvas tent with the wood stove going, and I love this stuff. So hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoy the video, the rest of it. And yeah, here we go. We're heading back to camp. Okay, we just got back to camp. First task is to get a fire going because we're going to be doing a stew, and unlike my last one, we want this one to turn out really well. So it's going to take a good 3 hours to simmer. I'm going to let Bill take care of that. I'm going to get a fire going. We got some stuff to get organized. We're switching from fishing to now getting dinner ready, and the canvas tent, as you can see behind me, we'll show you a little bit of that later. But first of all, let's get a fire going and get dinner going. And that's it. Cooked some steaks last night. We got in here, set up the tent late. We were running behind as usual, and we fished all day yesterday. Came in and there was no time for filming, so we didn't bother, and we just had an amazing steak dinner. Bill sauteed some mushrooms and peppers and an old balsamic vinegar sauce, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. So today we got some time. We had a successful day on the river, so we got some time today, and we are going to just enjoy our afternoon, sit by a fire, simmering a stew. I brought some cedar from my garage that I used on my truck camper extension build, and it's super dry, so we just split it up and make some awesome kindling to get a fire going really quick. Definitely a one-match fire.
Once it heats up, throw some water into that.
Our remnants of dinner are just left behind. There's some oils and greases and stuff, so it's gonna warm up the pot before we get going with today's dinner. And we're gonna kind of wipe it off, throw some, just give it a quick wipe down after it heats up a bit, and then we'll be on to tonight's dinner.
Trying to get it level.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Sweet. So these short ribs just seasoned with a little bit of salt, coarse ground pepper. Get a nice brown on those. So, like Scott said, it is a stew. This is just the Italian version of stew. From the kind of the central part of Italy. This is a ragu. Making it with raised short ribs of beef. There we go. We're going to get a nice color on those. Some good caramel. And then we'll add our aromatics. Oh, nice.
I love short ribs. Oh man, am I gonna love this dinner?
Favorite cut of wood, because I know you do stews a lot. Got the beef browned on all sides, and now I've got some aromatics diced up. So your typical celery, carrots, onion, and in this case garlic, because it is an Italian stew, and what's Italian cooking without garlic? So. Gonna let that go a couple minutes like that, and then we'll add some liquids and we'll go from there. Oh, that smells so good.
It does. Yeah.
So I've already mixed that out. That's 2 or 3 bay leaves, about a tablespoon of thyme, and we'll let that do its thing before we add liquid. Now we're time to add some liquid. So today, I'm going to do one of my favorites. It's a Mouchedre Cabernet Franc. It's from a vineyard in Essex County, Southern Ontario. Great family-owned, small batch vineyard. The Mouchedre family does a phenomenal job. Cabernet Franc down in our region grows exceptionally well for a red. You can't grow all varietals, but for Essex County, the Vidal wine and grape and the Cabernet Franc does a phenomenal job in growing. We're at the same latitude of Rome and other growing regions of France and Spain, so most people, you know, sometimes put their nose up at Southern Ontario wine, but for me, it's absolutely incredible, and it's close to home, supports locals. So we are going to add a little bit, and by a little bit, probably about a cup to 2 cups. Got to save a little bit for the cook, and a little bit more. There we go.
The video guy is going to want some too.
Screw the video guy. Now this is just a can of San Marzano Italian tomatoes, particular brand that I like, and I'm going to save the can because normally I've got a nice beef broth simmering, but seeing as we're up in the bush, not the easiest thing, so I'm going to do a little cheating. I'm going to save that little residual tomato. We're going to hang on to that in there, make sure we get every last drop. So probably about a tablespoon for every cup of water. And now we'll just top this up with water and add this to cover. Okay, so we've mixed up that little bit of beef broth till all the bones and everything's covered. And now we let the magic happen, the magic of braising. keep this on a low fire with the lid on. And in 2.5 to 3 hours, we'll be taking the meat off the bones, and away we go.
Awesome. Way to go, Bill.
That's it.
So that's Bill in the background tending to our stew. And I have a few minutes here, so I thought I'd show you our winter camping setup, the tent, and how my truck backs into it. And it's not quite an exact seal, but I'll show you what I mean.
Getting slowly loaded.
All right, there we go.
And I'll have some catching up to do, and I'll just put this camera down.
Yes, I will. So first of all, if you haven't watched any of my videos before, I have 2 bell tents that I use. This is a 5-meter bell tent. So this is the inside of a 5-meter bell tent. It's got 2 doors, exactly like that. The other door is exact opposite of that. I'm standing pretty much in front of it. That's our wood pile. That is my wood stove. That is a Camp Chef cylinder wood stove. It's heavy cast iron, not meant for backpacking, but a very solid, awesome stove if you can drag it to your location. Highly recommend it. I'm not sponsored by Camp Chef. I bought that on my own, but it's an awesome stove. Keeps the tent really warm. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long where the tent heats up and we actually have to open doors. Now, having said that, so over here in our setup, I have a folding table that I take on my trips. That is a Mr. Buddy heater, and the reason we have that is to save on wood. That heater, believe it or not, pretty much heats up this tent, at least takes the chill out. And in the morning, for example, I woke up and lit it, and kind of just take the chill out of the tent before we got to worry about getting a fire going. So we bring that, and just as a backup heat source in case we have a hard time finding firewood and that sort of thing. So my wife and I, and Trev and I, and Bill and I have been in this tent before on trips. There's plenty of room for 2 people, but I have the luxury of having my truck backed up to this door here. So I'm going to show you, literally my truck is backed up, my camper extension. I just have to slide that curtain open and I can literally crawl right into the back of my pickup truck. And this is the other side of the tent. And we have a cot for Bill. He's got all his gear under there. Nice warm sleeping bag. It's been dropping below freezing at night, so it is a cold trip. No snow, but sleet, rain. We've had it all. And there's a door leading to our fire we got going. So at nighttime, Bill, we'll sit in here at nighttime, sit by the fire with a wood stove because it's dark by 5:30, so it's a little early to go to bed. So we'll kick back, have a few beers. Bill will have a scotch, and we'll sit by the wood stove and chill and play cards and that sort of thing. It's time to go to bed. Bill just crashes on the cot, and I just go into the back of my truck, open here, and in I go. And inside the truck I go, shut my camper extension, and I'm in bed for the night. If you hear that fan going, that's a little electric fan that I got from Princess Auto. Just enough to take the chill out. It draws a lot of power. It draws like 1200 watts an hour on my jackery, so it's not something I could run all night, but it's also something I don't really have to worry about fumes and propane and that sort of thing. So once I'm in my sleeping bag, I really don't need it, but when I first crawl in the back of my truck, I kick it on, and it takes the chill out in the back here really quickly, and then it's comfortable and I can move around and that sort of thing. And then when it's time to hunker down in my sleeping bag, I just shut it off and turn it back on in the morning when I wake up. So it's been working pretty good. Now it's time to come in. I'm in for the night, for the morning, get the propane set going, and that's my winter setup with my camper extension. Eventually what I would like to do is be able to set it so I can back my truck up even a little bit more. I've tried it already. I have these support poles here, if I can somehow kind of build or sew kind of a cutout that I can back my truck literally into this opening and somehow secure the tent, that would be ideal. I tried it on this trip, it didn't work, so that is my next project. But still, you know, literally just kind of unscrew the door here and I'm in like that, so that's not too bad. It'll have to do. And so this is going to be my winter camping setup for the rest of my adventures for this winter. So stay tuned, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, and you'll see what kind of progress I make and how it goes. We won't know until we do it. Well, one of the reasons I like camping with Bill, besides the fact he's my best friend, is that he is willing to do all the tasks while I film. It is so difficult to film and get everything done, especially when it seems like I'm always looking at my watch, wondering how much time and light I have left in any given adventure that I'm on. So we, as you can imagine, we're filming, keeping a fire going, got a stew on the go, and now we just realized we gotta take care of these fish. So basically we're just gonna gut them, and we're gonna throw them in the cooler. We stopped, got some ice, and they're gonna be good because we're heading home tomorrow. So we're really looking forward to eating those, but we gotta clean them up, right? So we're just gonna gut those right now, put them on ice, and then focus our attention back on the stew, and really looking forward to an awesome dinner. Okay, look at that. There we go. We'll make sure that's nice and far away so that we don't have any critters bothering us in the middle of the night. So I think the bears by this time have found a nice warm home.
There we go.
Turn that around just a bit.
There we go. Nice. Just got a little bloodline to take care of once we get home. And
good stuff. That's going to be dinner. Bill's outside watching the stew, and it's getting dark. So I'm in here. I'll get my headlamp off so you can see. How's that? I'll put it like this, lighten me up a bit. Let's see if I can use my headlamp as a spotlight. Oh, that's kind of bright. That looks a little creepy. Oh, now I'm seeing spots. Okay, so anyways, Bill's outside working on the stew. It's really cool. You can see your breath out there. It's dropping. So I'm going to have a fire going in here. So when the stew's done, we can just come here, put it on the wood stove, set up our table over here, plates, that sort of thing. Beer, we'll be in for the tent for the rest of the night. But I mean, we'll be down to our t-shirts in here because the stove really heats it up nicely. I don't know if you can see my breath. Just how cold it is in here. But what I'm going to do is just, I need my headlamp. I'm going to have a, I'm not going to light it right now, but I'm basically going to have a fire set so that we just got to have sort of one match ready to go. And again, this is that nice dry cedar I brought from my house. It's just a perfect kindling. So I know for sure it'll be a one match fire. And that's what we want. We don't want to be playing around with anything in here, especially I'm getting really hungry. And Bill is an amazing cook, so this short rib stew is pretty awesome. We're gonna boil some noodles still. So there's a ton of stuff to do before you can actually eat, and trying to film is challenging at the best of times. So there we go. Fire is set, ready to go. That off. That off. Okay, we got some. We'll just step on those and break these later. Well, I left to go put some stuff in the truck, and I came back, and this is my chair. Just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with out here at nighttime. It's like 5, what is it, Bill, 5:30?
We're at 6:03 right now.
So just to give you an idea, it's 6 o'clock, it's pitch black, and this is what's coming down. And we're going to go in the tent and warm up.
I can go one more. I put this ice in at 3 o'clock, and I've poured 3 shots of scotch, and I've got that much ice still left.
Yes. Let's check on our dinner and see how Bill's doing.
Well, we've been braising these for a couple hours now. You see that the short ribs literally fell right out. So we're going to take those aside, and we'll clean those up and put those in a proper disposal spots. And then it's just a matter of shredding the beef up.
Oh,
and
man.
it gets entered or put back into the sauce. So it's just going to get softer and softer.
Nice. Oh, I love short ribs, but I can't wait.
So do I. Well, it was short ribs. We had you and Dee for dinner. We had short ribs at my house, and I remember you falling in love with braised meats that night.
Absolutely.
That was a long time ago.
It was.
It's been a lot of
dinner since.
A lot of stews and braised meats since then.
Absolutely.
I'm going to reduce that down and introduce this back in. Let it, just make sure everything's bite size or smaller. I'll be eating this with a fork, not a sharp knife. Okay. So my braise is going to thicken up, reduce. That's all we're waiting on now. This goes back in. From this point on, I'm just going to keep the lid off so that this gets thicker and thicker and more liquid evaporates, and this will go over our rigatoni.
Oh, man. Gotta warm the crocks. I tell you,
Just don't burn the crocks.
That's right. Say what you want to say about Crocs, but I have found these to be the most practical thing for any of my trips. Easy to slip on and off. I'm not sponsored by Croc. I got to say that now more and more again, but I'm just telling you, these things here, Wabakimi, Woodland Caribou, they've been everywhere, and they're really handy. I don't want to melt them though, but yeah, pretty good gear just to have around, especially getting in and out of waders. At the river to get out of your waders, you hop in these things. In and out of my truck, I put them on. If they get wet, they don't stay wet. So those are some of the great things about them.
Ready to roll.
Right on the table.
Look at that.
So what I did was I just put some cedar planks down that I brought from home, right on our plastic table. And this is our dinner for the night.
Man, that smells good.
It's basically, we're going to put that right between Bill and I, and we're going to fight over it. I really wish you could smell how good this dinner smells. It's amazing.
It does.
You know what? It's such a unique experience with a canvas tent with a wood stove roaring, and we've got an amazing dinner. We've got some scotch, some beer, some wine. Man, it's time to enjoy. Look at that.
Well, here, you know what? There you go, brother.
Thanks, man. It's amazing, Bill. Not bad for a canvas tent.
Yeah, exactly.
Cooking over an open fire in late November after catching a bunch of steelhead today.
Fresh Parmigiano Reggiano.
There you go.
Hope nobody's waiting for me to say when.
Yeah, I'll take the same amount of mine. That's awesome.
Well, there you go.
All
You
right.
get the other half.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, the remnants.
The remnants of our dinner.
Yeah, the morning after the night before.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can see my plate's empty, and in fact, our pot is empty. We ate the entire pot of stew. It was so good.
just to put that in perspective, that was 3.5 pounds of meat, a whole bag of pasta, a can of tomatoes, half a bottle of wine,
Oh man.
3 carrots, 3 celery stalks, and a whole Spanish onion, and it is gone.
The entire thing. I can't believe you ate that much.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't know it. But you know what, though? I'm always a little on the heavier side.
There you go.
And my saying is, never trust a skinny chef.
Oh man, that was awesome, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers. A nice fire going. I feel like a snake that just swallowed a cow, and I need to sun myself on a rock. I just can't even move. I eat so much. But we're going to clean up eventually and sit by a fire, maybe have another beer, and I got some dark chocolate. I might crack into that, see if there's room in my belly for it. If you made it this far in the video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. There's adventures like this coming up all the time. If you haven't, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me with YouTube. And hope you like this. I really enjoyed spending time with my best buddy Bill, and I know you guys like seeing him on my videos. It's been a long time, so it's been nice to get him out on here. And we're gonna pack up, and maybe we'll see you in the morning, maybe we'll not. And if this is it, we got another one of the books. Cheers.